And a very pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Live Highlight in the Magic City and on the Highlight channel. I'm Andrew Bleckman. We'll be riding solo today to bring you all 8 Pelota games. Each of today's 8 games will offer win, play, show, exacta, trifecta wagering, quinella, exacta, and trifecta wagering. Let's try that again. We also have a couple pick threes, 2 pick threes, an early pick 3 and a late pick 3. An early one begins in game 2. The late pick 3 begins in game 6. We also have the high-paying high 5 jackpot, guaranteed at $2,000 in every performance. I believe it was hit. Or there were a couple numbers up there. I thought it was hit. But to play that high 5 again today, pick the winners of games 3 through 7. If you do so correctly, and most importantly, have the only ticket that does so. That is how you will cash in on the minimum $2,000 that is guaranteed in every performance. Online wagering is available at watchandwager.com, or if you're in the state of Connecticut, mywinners.com. However, placing a bet is not necessary in order for you to enjoy all that we have in store for you today. And don't forget about that daily double. Thank you, Steve. Beginning in games 1 and 2. We do have one scratch today. One scratch that will affect the first 3 games. Ron is scratched in all of his scheduled appearances today, so this will be a rundown of that scratch as it affects today's performance in its entirety. Beginning in game 1, post 1, scratch Ron, replace him with Manny. Game 1, post 1, scratch Ron, replace him with Manny. Game 2, post 7, scratch Ron, replace him with Ben. Game 2, post 7, scratch Ron, replace him with Ben. And finally, Game 3, post 2, scratch Ron, replace him with Julian. Game 3, post 2, scratch Ron, Julian goes in. That is the complete scratch of Ron as it affects today's performance in its entirety. So with all that in mind, we ask you to make those wagers as early as possible within scheduled post time, then sit back and relax post time for game number 1. Coming up here in just about 7 minutes. Good luck. This is usually the time where we bring in the other broadcaster, but seeing as it's just me today, we'll wish Stu the best, hope he's well, and we'll see him back here on Friday with Battle Court. 7 minutes till game 1. As we do before the first game of all performances, we're going to have this video that will explain the scoring format for all 8 games, which today, as every day, is Spectacular 7 scoring.
Spectacular 7 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
And we're back here now, 5 minutes from the start of game number 1. Say hello to our friends joining us in the chat. Steve M. We'll try to steer it in the right direction today. Thank you. William, Mo Crank, Alex Dixon. Reminder of the scratch here in game number 1. Post 1, scratch Ron, replace him with Manny. The 1 team now, Juice and Manny. I believe, now that in year 6 or so, year 7, all these guys have played together, but I feel like Juice and Manny were a true doubles team in some competition or another. Another exciting night of battle court last night with the Devils, second team to clinch their spot in the playoffs after their tie against the Cyclones. And with that loss, as we were saying on the broadcast yesterday, it doesn't look like the Cyclones are going to have an opportunity to make the playoffs this season with that tie and half a point and only 2 game days remaining. Either the Chargers or the Warriors would be ahead of the Cyclones. So really, we just have five teams for 4 spots coming down the stretch. And most likely, looks like the final playoff spot coming down to the Chargers and Warriors. Chargers in action this Friday. They're up against the Fireballs. And I do know that the Warriors and Chargers will be playing each other one more time from now to the end of the regular season. So that will be the most important game day. I mean, we can say that pretty confidently. The most important game day of the season. Playoff spot could be on the line. You know, Steve, that's a good question. You know, we're not in a DraftKings state here. And honestly, I used to check out the lines a little more frequently. Like every day I'd go and look and just see, just curious what they had to say about it. But I know for sure in Florida there isn't game day wagering because the Hard Rock app, that's the one that we can use down here. But DraftKings, FanDuel, they might have that type of wagering. But for sure, we know that you can bet on the match result, you can bet on sets, you can bet on total points. You can bet on the match score, like 2-0, set score, like 2-0, 2-1, 1-2, whatever the set breakdown is, you can bet on that. So a bunch of different wagering options, but it still has to be available in your state. Not everywhere in the United States, but I'd say just shy of about half of the states. DraftKings, FanDuel, Hard Rock, a combination thereof. Check those out. Check out your state, and you might have highlight. David Hartman, good to have you joining us. When did you play? You might be speaking professionally, but even just my limited experience of, messing around and throwing the ball, it's awesome. It's a fun sport, and it is a difficult sport to play for the first time. I always say it's very foreign for an American athlete. I think we play a lot of sports, our hands, and we have a lot of hand-eye coordination overseas. They have a lot better foot-eye coordination, if you will. I don't know if that's a real term. And it's still weird, even with that hand-eye background. The arm swing is different. You got to keep the arm totally open. But it's a lot of fun. It's fun practicing and makes you appreciate how great these players are. They play at that level consistently. Clock winding down here. Looks like we're about ready to begin game number 1. With that, we are ready to begin game number 1. Spectacular. 7 scoring, serving the red of post 1. We have Juice and Manny receiving the blue of post 2. Cool Fitness and Ben. Juice and Manny served. Cool Fitness and Ben. There's a serve. We begin. Ben, powerful backhand, wall to wall. Juice looking for the rebote. Saves it up the middle. There's a catch by Ben. 2 wall. Split them up. And it's tipped. Point 2. Two first up on the board here in our first game. That'll bring to the court white shirts opposed 3, Flores and Arta. Arta takes it at the 9 line, sends it deep. Robote. Cool Fitness takes him to the outside. Soft Cortada missed by Cool, point 3. Green shirts opposed 4. Here's El Barba and Gallo. Gallo with the right side. Crossing the wall. Arta set up for the rebote. He makes a save. Back up the middle. Here's Gallo on the right side. High and deep. Right in the corner. Scores. Point 4. Here's Bose 5, the black shirts, Bueno and Tennessee. Backhand to the inside, tipped. Point 5. Post 6, Ikeda and Bradley. Forehand to the inside, crosses the wall. Tennessee from deep in the backcourt. It's a forehand inside. There's Ikeda. Soft Cortada crossing the wall. Bueno picks it up, sends it deep. Bradley's there. Catch by Ikeda from the 8 line, sends it back. Tennessee takes it off the wall. Backhand. Catch by Bradley. Bradley keeps it inside. Bueno, missed ball, point 6. Trading points here in our first game. Brings out post 7, Julian and Cabrera. Soft backhand inside. Bradley crouching down, makes the catch, comes back over the top. Here's Cabrera. Right over the top. Cabrera takes it in at the 11. Backhand inside. Tough play. Bradley's there. Cabrera steps out, saves the rebote. Ikeda. Forehand crossing the wall. Scoop by Cabrera. Bradley now higher and harder. Oh, what a tough grab, but it was juggled. Juggling on the catch of June. Point 6. In a receive now, rounding out the first round of play. Purple opposed 8. We have CRB and Kubala. Rebote forehand, swept off the floor, right to CRB. CRB splitter from the Costado. What a reach by Bradley. Sends it high and hard past Kubala, but he's set up for the rebote. Returns a big bounce to wall. Ikeda controls it. Cortada, scoop by CRB. Bradley now from the 12. Backhand inside. Kubala, good range. He's back there to take it in the air. Rebote forehand. Ikeda plays it high off the front wall. Bounces between them. Kubala controls it back in the corner. Ikeda over the top. Good catch by Kubala. There's the backhand. Bradley just ducks out of the way. Ikeda saves the rebote. Back to Kubala on the outside. Catch by Bradley's. Got in the middle of the court. Sends it back. CRB, nice rebote save. CRB plays it just above the pad. Ikeda, soft cortada, picked up by Kubala. Ikeda comes all the way back for it. Plays it up. Kubala now keeps it on the left side from the 10 line. They save by Ikeda. CRB. Philo. Too wide. Point 6. That will do it for the first round of play. All matchups are now worth 2 points for the end of the game. First to return. Post 1, Juice and Manny. Forehand rebote there, saved by Manny. Here's a catch by Ikeda. Forehand to the inside, low and hard. Scoop by Manny. Rebote to the outside, Juice, tip ball, point 6. Straight points to a possible game point here for the 6 team. Ikeda, Bradley, and to stop them, those 2, Cool Fitness and Ben. Rebote forehand by Ikeda, catch by Ben. Sends it high and deep. Rebote forehand, turned by Ikeda. Ben makes the catch on the left side. Old bullet. Bradley all alone. He scoops it up. Powerful right side. Ben now. Another rebote. Saves it just above the pad. Ikeda reaching in with the backhand. For Rebote. Ben lays it up high. Ikeda runs under it. Takes it in the air, sends it outside. Ben with a nice reach. Yeah, kind of a half carom. Bradley, oh, he's not going to get there. Point 2. 2 with 3 points. Here's post 3. 4 is an Arta return. Oh, Flores picks the serve, sends the backhand. Kind of a half carom. Arta moves outside, controls it. Goes high off the front wall now. Ben takes it in. Soft cortada, Arta. Oh, he just got there. Backhand. It's coming out a long way. Cool Fitness missed it. Point 3. 3 with 3 points now. Post 4. El Barba and Gallo. Nice catch there by Arta. Forehand over the top, crosses the wall. Gallo picks it up high on the left side. Backhand into the corner. Rebote forehand. Dropping at his feet. Scoop by Gallo. Backhand to wall. That's too wide. Sails out of play. Point 3. The 3 team now with a possible game point. In to stop them. Post 5. Bueno, Tennessee. Tennessee tries to pass. Arta steps around it, keeps it on the left side. Forehand by Bueno, outside placement. Flores makes the catch. Cortada picked up, then dropped. Point and game. Post 3, Flores and Arta. 6 places, 2 shows. No playoff here. Sorry, Norge. We'll turn that TV on. .362 is now official there for our first game. Post 3, Flores and Arta with the win. Post 6, Akeda and Bradley taking second. Post 2, Cool Fitness and Ben coming third. 3 to win returns 2160 to Quinella 3-6, 33-40. Trifecta 3-6-2, 8-21-40. Up next, we've got game 2. Spectacular 7 singles game going up to 7 points. Points double after all matchups in the first round of play. Game 2 concludes the early daily double. It also begins the early pick 3. Play the pick 3, pick the winners of games 2, 3, and 4 to cash in. Post time for that second game. Just about 5.5 minutes away. Good luck. With about 4 minutes to go till we begin game 2, for any new Highlight fans joining us for the first time, we'll take a look at this video that will explain how the sport is played.
The main rule of Highlight is simple. Players must catch and return the ball in one fluid motion. Sounds easy enough, right? So how do you win? You can win a matchup simply if your opponent overserves, underserves, or serves the ball out of bounds. On the flip side, your opponent wins the matchup if the serve is so good that you fail to catch and return the ball to the front wall. If your opponent fails to catch the ball before it bounces twice on the ground, or if your opponent's cesta makes contact with the ball but doesn't catch it, then in both of those cases, you win the matchup. You can also win a matchup if the ball bounces around in your opponent's cesta during an attempted catch. This is called juggling, and it's illegal in Highlight. Another way to win a matchup is if your opponent throws the ball and it lands out of bounds on its return from the wall. The overall game strategy for a Highlight player is to make it difficult for an opponent to reach the ball in time or to execute a rebuttal play.
And we're back here, folks, about 3 minutes from the start of game number 2. Game 2 does have a scratch. Post 7, scratch Ron, replace him with Ben. Game 2, post 7, Ron is out, Ben goes in. So a couple of comments here. Mo Crank mentioning Ferronda again. Yeah, he's earned those Player of the Day honors. I mean, it has to be like 3 of the last 4 or 5 game days for the Devils. I feel like we've been talking to Ferronda a lot, and it's a credit to his great play. In the absence of Jairo, too, you know. Thought that may be a gut punch, might end their season, but they've stepped up. They've actually played better without Jairo because everyone has really stepped up in his absence. I know Stu mentioned yesterday, and then I saw George post it, that Jairo will be coming back. I don't have a lot of information on that. I know he will be coming back, but the sooner, I'll be happy to have him, as will the Devils. So another big game day tie. They secured their spot in the playoffs, so we will definitely have Jairo back for the playoffs and maybe even sooner. And then I did see Steven, oddly, asking about any local rec leagues for a 10-year-old in the Charlotte area. Douglas and Benny grew up in North Carolina. Sorry, Steven. What I was saying is Douglas and Benny grew up there. I know their dad trained them, but there's not really any local league. Oddly enough, you are in the same state, so I mean, the best option in the state would be to maybe reach out to James and see if he'd be willing to do it. James a great guy. He's taught Douglas and Benny, pretty darn well. Douglas is a 1, Benny's a 2, both young stars, so I'd say the options are limited, unfortunately, but in North Carolina, there is a really good teacher out there. Let's play game 2. We are ready to begin game number 2. Spectacular 7 singles. Serving in the red of post 1, we have Kubal. Receiving the blue of post 2, there's Bradley. Kubala serves, we begin. Game 2. Kubala on the rebote. It's a 2-wall. Too short. Point 2. 2 first up on the board here in our second game. That'll bring the court. White to post 3, Cabrera. Backhand to the inside. Rebote would died off the back wall. Bradley somehow got that up there. Cabrera. Soft 2-wall will score. Point 3. 3 with a point. Post 4. Here's Gallo. Strong backhand there by Gallo into the corner. Rebote missed. Point 4. Post 5 now ready to receive. Here's Bueno. A forehand save there by Gallo. Bueno sends it inside. Can't get there in the air, but he does save the rebote. Bueno, 2-wall. Oh, too low. Point 4. Yellow shirt to post 6. Here's CRB. CRB winds up the costado. The 2-wall is out. 4 now with 3 points. Post 7, Ben. Ben from the 11. Backhand inside, Robote. Saved by Gallo. Here's a scoop by Ben. It's a 2-wall. Gallo waiting for it, but dropped it. Point 7. In to receive now, rounding out the first round of play. Purple at post 8. Here's Arta. Arta with the backhand, right into the corner. Ben saves Robote. Arta takes off. He gets up there. 2-all, 2 score. Point 8. That will do it for the first round of play. All matchups are now worth 2 points to the end of the game. First to return, post 1, Kubala. Catch by Arta on the inside, backhand, trying to pass, Kubala. Nice reach, makes the catch. Arta on the inside, backhand, into the corner, Robote, saved by Kubala again. Arta now. Inside placement, Kubala read it, scooped it up, sends it high and deep. Long run, Arta gonna get there. Big bounce, Kubala steps back, controls it up at the 10 line. Or throw again, wall to wall. Catch by Arta, but the 10 line sends it high and deep. That clears the screen. Robote. High bounce inside. Arta drop ball. Point 1. 1 with 2. Post 2 returns. Bradley. Bradley hard on the inside. Nice catch by Kubala. There's the backhand. And Robote goes outside. Kubala with the reach. Harem right over Bradley. It's in, and it scores. Point 1. 1 now with 4 points. Post 3. Here's Cabrera. Kubala from the 10. High and hard to the inside. Here's the Robote. Saved by Cabrera. Catch by Kubala. Inside placement with a big bounce. That'll score. Straight point, second time around for Kubala into a possible game point. Trying to stop him. Post 5. Bueno. Bueno gets that serve before it crosses, sends the backhand into the corner. Well, saves Robote. It's a tough one. Bueno runs around it, stops it on the forehand. Sends it high to the outside. Kubala knows where to be, saves Robote. It's along the wall. It's picked up by Bueno. Nice catch. Robote up the middle. Bueno reaching up high, stops it again. He sends it high. Tough for Robote now. Oh, it crosses and it scores. Nice throw there by Bueno. That'll extend the game here. Point 5. Post 6 returns. CRB. CRB from the 11 line, puts it inside. Bueno with the catch. Hard backhand. Robote for CRB. Makes a save. Bueno with the stop in the middle of the court. High and hard to pass. CRB sets up again. That Robote's in the overhead screen. Point 5. 5 with 4 points. Post 4, Gal returns with 3. Robote forehand by Gallo. Takes Bueno to the outside. He lets it pass. Position, saves it inside. Tough one, it's dropping. Gallo, great control. He lays it up, clears the screen. Bueno on the inside. Low and hard. Catch again by Gallo. Bueno now at the 8. Backhand to the corner. Robote forehand, hard to the inside. Bueno takes it in the air off the wall to score for Bueno. Possible game point here for Bueno. He's got 6 in to stop him. Ben Pink, post 7. Ben takes in the serve, backhand. High and hard, Robote coming out. Robote forehand, saved by Bueno on a knee. Ben comes back for it, another 2-all. Bueno up even further now at the 6 line. Low and hard inside and scores for the win. Point in game, post 5, Bueno, no playoff. 1 places, 4 shows, 5-1-4 is now official. Have your prices in just a moment. (5-1-4) now official for game number 2. Post 5, Bueno with the win. Post 1, Kubala takes second. Post 4, Gallo comes in third. 5-1-4. The official order of finish for our second game. The Quinella won 5, 20-20. Trifecta 5-1-4, 114 even, $2 on the 5 to win. Returns $11.80. Daily double, 3-5, return 79-20. Up next, we've got game number 3, back to doubles. Spectacular 7 scoring. Of course, points double after all matchups in the first round of play. Post time for game number 3. It's about 6 minutes away. Good luck. Reminder of the scratch coming up in our third game that will affect the first leg of the high 5. Post 2, Ron is out, Julin goes in. The 2 team now Juice and Jula. You see the scratch up there? This third game coming up in just about 7 minutes.
Backhand by Ben, low and hard. He blasts it. Wow, that's impressive. Douglas Rebote to the inside. Jairo takes it in the air. Backhand. Douglas on the Rebote to the inside. Scoop by Jairo. Backhand by Manu. Carom by Manu scores. Manu makes the catch. Manu on the catch. Forehand low and hard to the inside. Aratz digs out the Rebote. Excellent catch by Elbarba. There's the backhand. Jedden's there. Rebote forehand. Jedden makes the catch. Rifles it inside. Scoop by Elbarba. Outside placement scores for Inaki. Here's a backhand by Aratz. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Two all, scores. Here's a backhand by Nicholas. Beautiful catch. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Rebote by Benny. It's high. Robin cuts it off. Backhand. Going hard to the inside. Two all. Oh my. Redeemed himself. Beautiful catch by Nicholas. Big backhand. Rebote coming to the 8 line. Forehand Rebote on the wall. Stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas Filo to the outside. Caught and returned. 2 alls. 2 score. My oh my.
And folks, that top 10 will take us here under a minute till the start of game number 3. Game 3 begins the high 5. Reminder of the scratch. Post 2, scratch Ron. Replace him with Julian. Juice and Julian, now the 2 team in this 3rd game. With that, we are ready now to begin game number 3. Spectacular 7 doubles going up to 7 points. Points double after all matchups in the first round of play. Serving. Red of post 1, we have Cool Fitness and Ben. Receiving the blue of post 2, Juice and Julian. Julian subbing for Ron. There's a serve, we begin. Backhand to the inside, tip by Ben, point 2. 2 up on the board first in our third game. That'll bring the court white of post 3, CRB and Kubala. Kubala. Costano inside on the wall, picked up by Jewel. Nice catch, hard throw. Good range by Kubala, got in there. Juice cuts it off. Low runner inside, tough one, past Kubala, and it scores. Point 2. 2 with 2 points. Post 4, here's Ikeda and Bradley. Bradley, soft touch. Julian steps up. Karam tipped. Point 4. Kate and Bradley on the board with their first point. Post 5 in a receive. That's Manny and Cabrera. Low runner, Bradley crouching down. He makes the play. Sends the forehand back. It's tipped. Point 4. 4 with 2 points. Here's post 6. Flores and Arta. Low runner to the inside. Look at that catch by Bradley. Forehand. Right at Arta's feet. He makes the scoop. Rebote forehand just laid up to the inside. Flores steps in there. Sends it back. Ikeda turns the Rebote. Catch now by Arta. Backhand from the 8 line. Low runner. Caught by Bradley. Backhand to the outside. Oh, late reach by Arta. Cortada. Split them up. To score, point 6. Post 7, here's Bueno and Tennessee. David, you would be correct. I know Arta did have front court experience prior to coming to Magic City and prior to his time at Dania also, so that very well could have been at Orlando. Not sure which facility, but you are 100% correct about the fact that he played in the front. Ooh, serve missed, point 6. 6 with 2 points. Post 8, rounding out the first round of play, we have El Barba and Gallo. Rebote forehand by El Barba. Arta waiting for in the middle of the court. Sends it to the inside. Here's Gallo. Over the top, Picata, big bounce, controlled by Arta. Arta back at the 11 line. Hard throw to the inside, wall to wall again. Barba steps in, he hooks a Rebote, it's in. Flores from the outside, shoots a Cortada. Look at Gallo, gets her before the second bounce, and then the drop shot is perfect. Point 8. That'll do it for the first round of playoff matchups. Are now worth 2 points at the end of the game. First to return, post 1, Cool Fitness and Ben. Ben wastes no time, shoots a 2-1 up. Barba makes a stop, soft touch on the Cortada. Oh, that's well done. Point 8. 8 with 3 points, post 3 returns, CRB and Kubala. That's an underserve, point 3. 3 with 2 points, post 2 returns. Juice and Julian. Pouring up the middle, CRB stops it. That's Julian, he takes off to save the Rebote, he gets there. Leaping catch, backhand wall to wall. And Rebote. Played by Kubala. He goes high and deep, clears the screen. Julian, Rebote forehand, turned and caught. What a stop there by Kubala. Now Julian with the catch, backhand, cut off by CRB. CRB splitter. Julian running with it, diving save. Oh, it just came up short, point 3. 3 with 4 points, post 5 returns, Manny and Cabrera. Kubala back beyond a 13, puts it inside. Nice catch by Cabrera. Backhand. Here's Kubala. Puts it along the wall. Cabrera picks it off, sends it back to him. Kubala waits for it. Kubala drops it inside. Catch low by Manny. The return by Kubala. Rebote forehand coming to CRB. Forehand inside. And across the wall. He does. Saves it on the back end. Cut off, then dropped. Point 5. 5 with 2 points, post 4 returns. Caden Bradley. Backhand by Cabrera. Puts it up the middle. Caught by Bradley. Bradley from the 11 line. Hard to the inside. Crosses the wall. What a play. Cabrera low runner. Bradley crouching down. Makes the catch up in front of him. Over the top. Inside Manny. Quick bounce. Cortada shoots it, but Ikeda gets in there on the right side to make the catch. Tough play by Cabrera now. Not a lot of space. Scooped it up. Back up the middle. Ikeda saves another Rebote. Low runner inside on the wall. Look at Bradley. Sends the backhand to the outside. Now Bradley in the middle of the court. Forehand high off the wall. Cabrera runs around it. Backhand to the inside. Ikeda makes the catch. And it scores. Point 4. 4 with 4 points, post 7. Bono and Tennessee return. Bradley on the stop. Forehand hard to the inside. Cut off by Bueno. There's Ikeda with the reach. Sends it back towards the outside. Bueno makes another catch. Tough play for Bueno. Ooh, the rebote outside. That lands outside of play. Point four. 4 with 6 points and a possible game point now, and to stop them, yellow shirts, Flores and Arta. Rebote forehand, saved by Ikeda. Catch along the wall. Here's Arta, backhand. Stopped overhead. A tough one. It's missed. Point and game. Post 4. Ikeda and Bradley. No playoff here. 3 places, 8 shows. 4-3-8 unofficial order of finish for our 3rd game. Prices coming up in just a moment. Winning game 3, post 4. Ikeda and Bradley taking 2nd, post 3. CRB and Kubala coming in 3rd, post 8. El Barba and Gallo. 4 to win returns $10. The Quinella 3-4, 108 even. The trifecta 438, $400.60. Up next, we've got game number 4. Spectacular 7 scoring, no singles game. Game 4 will conclude the early pick 3. No scratches in post time. It's just about 5 minutes away. Good luck.
Nice catch by Kubala, backhand from the 10 line. Ikeda powerfully from the forehand. Rebote 2-all. That is beautifully executed by Kubala to score. Iñaki backhand from the 11 line. Aratz looks for the rebote. Catch by Iñaki. He winds up. Costello 2-all, opens wide and scores. Rebote forehand. Manu's there. Two-all, 0.5. Bote to the inside. Jairo cuts it off at the 8 line. Here's the backhand, a little lower and harder. Bote by Benny, right to the left side of Jairo. Jairo 2-all, another one scores. There's backhand by Naki. Robote, left side, 2-all. That scores. Rotate forehand by Jairo. Caught by Gauchetti. Backhand. Low runner. Rotate save. The big bounce. Stays to the inside. That's on the wall. Catch by Gauchetti. 2-all scores, point 4. Catch by Rotz. Rotz midcourt. Nicholas is there. 2-all. In. Two all. Beautifully executed by Rotz to score. There's a backhand by Manny. Two all scores, point 2. Backhand by CRB. El Barba passes. Robote. Scoop by El Barba. The 2-all with a light touch. That's beautiful. That scores.
Folks, that top 10 take us right up to the start of game number 4. We are ready to begin game number 4. Spectacular 7 singles going up to 7 points. Points double after all matchups in the first round of play. Serving in the red of post 1, we have Benny. Receiving the blue of post 2, Julian. There's a serve. We begin. Robote forehand to the outside. Julian makes the catch. Karam from the outside. That scores. Perfect throw by Julian. Point 2. 2 first up on the board here in our 4th game. That'll bring to the court the way to post 3, Ikeda. Forehand Robote hard to the inside. Scoop by Ikeda. Forehand Robote there by Julian. Hard to the inside. There's another catch. Full forehand. One-handed scoop by Julian. Backhand into the corner again. Not a lot on it. Ikeda spinning save to the inside. Julian gets in there. Forehand crossing the wall. Past Ikeda. He stays with it and saves the Robote. Floating to Julian now. Forehand. Crossing the wall to the inside. That one will score. Point 2. 2 with 2 points. It's post 4, Iturbide. Robote forehand. Played past Iturbide. Sets up for the right side Robote. Julian coming back for it, but he missed it. Point 4. Post 5 and a receive, Goenaga. Goenaga with the backhand to the inside, Robote. By Iturbide, dropping low, scoop by Goenaga, 2-wall. It opens, on scoring, Iturbide's Karam does. What a throw from the outside, point 4. Here's post 6, Manny. Backhand to the corner, Robote laid up just above the pad. Manny charging, he gets there, shoots it outside. Scoop by Iturbide. Karam from the outside is in the pad, and the pad is bad. Point 6. Manny gets his first point. It's post 7, Lalu. Manny, 2-wall is in, and it scores. Point 6. In to receive now, rounding out the first round of play, purple post 8, number 69, Iñaki. Two-wall by Inaki, that's perfect. Opening wide and scoring. Point 8. That's going to do it for the first round of play. All matchups are now worth 2 points to the end of the game. First to return, post 1, Benny. Robote forehand takes him to the outside. Inaki looking to pass. He does into the corner. Benny on the Robote to the outside. Missed. That'll score. Point 1. Benny with 2 points. All matchups are double through the end of the game. Post 3. Here's Ikeda. Forehand Robote by Benny. Looking to pass. Ikeda took his eye off it, dropped it. Point 1. Post 2 returns Julian. Ikeda gets that one past Julian. Robote to the inside. Benny reaching. He's not going to get there. That's well placed. Point 2. 2 with 4 points. Post 5 returns. It's Goenaga. Good stop on the inside by Julian. Forehand dropping low, cut off by Goenaga. He goes high and deep. Robote coming away out. Julian sends it back inside. Tip ball by Goenaga. That takes Julian to 6 points and a possible game point in to stop him. Iturbide, post 4. Backhand inside, cut off by Julian. From the 9 line, he goes deep. Sends it outside. Iturbide plays the Robote. Catch by Julian from the 9 line. Low and hard, crossing the wall. Scoop by Iturbide. Oh, he let it pass. Has to come back to dig it out. He does, but Julian advancing on it. From the outside, Karam is in and scores for the win. Point in game, post 2, Julian. 1 places, 6 serves to 4. This is playoff for 3rd place. Iturbide on the inside, sends it back. Tough one, saved by Manny. Iturbide reaching, 2 wall, opens and scores. 4 shows. 2-1-4, unofficial order, finish 4. Game 4, have your prices in just a moment. Two on 4, now official 4, game 4, post 2. Julian with the win, post 1. Benny taking 2nd, post 4. Iturbide comes in 3rd. The Quinella 1-2, 24.60. Trifecta 2-1-4, 253.60. $2 on the 2 to win, returns 21.20. Up next, we've got game 5. Start of the feature games, feature doubles game. Game 5 up next. There are no scratches, and post time is coming up. Just about 7.5 minutes. Good luck.
Outside placement scores for Arat. Ball taking an odd bounce off the back wall. El Barba advances, takes it on the bounce to the 4 line. Outside placement. Placed outside, well to score. Nice catch. Key to the inside, low and hard. Kabbalah, nice grab at the 11 line. Outside placement scores for Ikeda. Backhand by Aratz. Benny's there. Here's backhand by Benny. Wall to wall. Rotate forehand, drop shot. Benny gets there, stops it. Outside placement, scores. Manny on the catch. Pika. Stopped by Aratz. Drop shot by Aratz. Manny takes off. He gets there. Rifles it outside to score. Backhand by Anderluck. Catch by Bragley. Backhand by Bragley. That clears the overhead screen. Anderluck, outside placement of the forehand rebote is in. One. Hello. Tennessee's there. Kabala moving out to the 5 line to turn the rebote. Outside placement scores. Here's the backhand by Manu again. Rebote forehand. Outside placement of the forehand rebote scores. Here's a catch by Benny. Backhand by Gaucheri. In, pointing.
Folks, that final top 10 will take us here under 2 minutes till the start of game number 5. It's a final practice. I don't know why I said final top 10. You probably will see another one coming up. It is the last practice coming up, about a minute and a half till we begin game number 5. And let's take a look at those late double standings now. 12 wins for Inaki and Manu after a great day yesterday, so they now have a 4-win lead over Gaucheri and Ben, who are sitting in second place. Right behind them, we have Jairo and Benny and Iturbide and Nicholas with 6 wins. And just behind them, we have a 3-way tie for 5th place. Goanaga, Manny, Douglas and Julian, and Alex and Aratz, all those teams with 5 wins. So actually, pretty competitive race for second place, really. Unless Gaucheri and Ben go on a bit of a tear, which we've seen Gaucheri do that before, so that wouldn't be unexpected, but you have 7 of the 8 teams, 6 of the 8 teams within 3 games of one another. That's pretty good. With that, let's begin. Game number 5, spectacular 7. Doubles match going up to 7 points. Points double after all matchups in the first round of play, serving the red of post 1. We have Alex and Arats receiving in the blue of post 2. Go Sherry and Ben. There's a serve. We begin. Backhand blasted inside. Caught right off the sidewall by Arats. Arats reaches low, makes the catch, sends it back. There's Ben. Arats low from the left side. Backhand caught by Ben from the 12. Puts it inside. There's Alex. Alex Costado stopped by Go Sherry. Go Sherry puts it above the pad, and it scores. Cortada makes it first point for the 2 team. Those 3 here are Rutia and Lalu. Ball tipped off the side wall, point 3. Their first point, post 4. Inaki and Manu. Scooped by Lalu, backhand from the 11. Dropped inside, Manu takes it in. Robote to the outside, Inaki all over it, digs it out, back up the middle. No play for Rutia. Lalu makes the catch back at the 12 line. Tough catch along the wall, Lalu sends it back, there's Manu. Manu from the left side, backhand. Drops it on the wall. Robote turned by Arutia. Left side Robote again. Naki couldn't get there. Manu waits for it at the 12. Backhand inside. Catch by Arutia. Manu puts it on the wall. Arutia. Robote up the middle, Inaki stops it, controls it, shoots at Cortada. That'll score, that's well placed, point 4. Here's post 5, the black shirts, Douglas and Julin. Catch by Inaki, right at the 9 line, floats it up. Julin reaching in along the wall, stops it. Douglas alone for the rotate, powers it inside, right back to Manu. There's the backhand, just above the pad, kicking up and out. Douglas again, this one a little bit lower, on the wall, Manu. The catch, strong backhand follows. Rotate forehand, back up the middle, Inaki on the left side. Runner right to Julin. Inside placement, scoop by Manu. High one on the left side, backhand. Taken in by Julin. What a catch overhead by Manu, backhand. Floated up, Julin makes the catch. Julian from the inside at the 11. Looking to pass again. Got it by Manu, but Inaki saves the rebote. Catch in the middle of the court by Douglas. Low runner inside. Look at Inaki. Comes flying in. Julian, nice stop at the 12 line. Looking to pass. Manu steps back, takes it in. Oh, what a stop back in the corner. Manu comes out of the left side. Douglas, a little bit softer. Manu steps up. Manu, left side to the inside. Julian takes it in again off the wall. Powerful backhand, not past Manu. Good catch overhead, floats it inside. Douglas backpedaling, saves another rebote. Manu from the 10. Julian gets in there on the right side. Over the top. Oh, what a catch by Inaki across the wall. By Douglas. Oh, good catch by Inaki again. Floats it up. Julian tip ball along the wall. Tremendous point. Goes to the 4 team. Inaki Manu with 2. Suppose 6. Ikeda and Benny. Manu, backhand. It's right on the wall. Ikeda calls for it early. Misses rebote. Point 4. Post 7. Here's Goanaga and Manny. Manny hard backhand. Manu. He's got it on the right side. Right to the inside, trying to get it between them. Goanaga cuts it off. Oh, bullet right to Manu. Settles at the 11. Backhand opens up a bit. Oh, Manny drop ball on the right side. Point 4. In to receive now, rounding out the first round of play. Purple shirts, post 8. Iturbide and Nicholas. Nicholas with the backhand. Along the wall, Manu settles at the 11 line, takes it in. Tough play on the numbers, Nicholas. That backhand clipped a bit, Manu. Puts it back on the wall, Nicholas. What a stop overhead. Manu now from the 11 line, higher and harder. Rolote coming out. Rolote forehand to the inside, cut off by Manu. By Manu, there's a backhand to the inside. Oh, what a stop there by Javita. Right on the numbers again. Nicholas takes it off and then sends it deep. Rebote for Inaki, high to the inside, cut off by Nicholas. Manu now for the 12. Tries to pass. Nicholas settles back at the 13 line and make the play. This one drops between the 4 team. Inaki on a knee, saves the rebote up the middle. Iturbide. Forehand. High, crossing the wall, scooped up by Manu. Manu from the 10 line. Hard throw. Stopped by Nicholas now. Nicholas with the catch. Backhand kicks off the sidewall. Manu handles. Puts it back to him. Just out of reach. Iturbide now saves the rebote. Manu plays it up the middle. Low runner to the inside. Good stop by Iturbide, wall to wall. Robote forehand. Kianani saves it inside, right back to Nicholas. Manu now. Nicholas back there at the 13, cuts it off, sends it high and hard. That clears the screen. Robote for Inaki. High to the inside again. Scoop by Nicholas. Iturbide, good stop. Right back to the inside. Manu, powerful throw. Nicholas. Not able to pass Manu. He's got it at the 12 line. Back inside Iturbide. Manu now, a little bit further up. Powerful backhand, opens to the middle of the court. Nicholas on the right side. Back inside, Manu steps out of the way. Inaki saves the Robote. Oh, another great catch. Forehand Robote there by Inaki. Played inside. Iturbide. Inaki, Robote inside again, kicking up, scooped up by Nicholas. Backhand, just does clear the screen. Comes to Inaki, plays it high, up the middle. Good communication, played inside on the Robote. Nicholas, great stop up overhead, look at the backhand, caught right on the sidewall by Manu. Manu again, a little bit more power, sends it back. Here's the Robote. Manu drops it inside. Iturbide now, low bullet, just out of reach of Manu. Inaki saves it inside, cut off. Iturbide again, sends it back to him. Manu stands in, makes the play. Nicholas along the inside from the 11 line. Wall to wall again, that's coming way out. Inaki at the 5, turns it inside. Nicholas steps up. Low bullet on the wall, it scores. What a point. Point 8. That'll do it for the first round of playoff matchups. Worth 2 through the end of the game. First to return, post 1, Alex and Arantz. Backhand by Arantz. Nicholas, great aggressive play, takes it in the air. Tough catch along the wall. Arantz, low bullet. Iturbide reaching on the inside. Nicholas at the 11, it's on the wall. Arantz takes it off. Can't, kind of pushed it up the middle. Nicholas runs around it, sends it high and deep. Arantz backed up to the glass, keeps it on the left side. Well, it's a tough one dropping. Alex saves the Robote, back inside. Nicholas goes over the top. Deep back, what a leaping catch by Arantz on the wall. Robote forehand, cut off by Iturbide. Hard to the inside, Arantz steps away. Alex saves it overhead. Right back to Nicholas. Robote comes shooting out. Alex turns it overhead. Nicholas, great body control, makes the stop. Catch by Arantz from the line to the inside. Taken in by Iturbide. Iturbide back inside for Arantz. What a catch there. Backed up, leaping up the middle. Here's Nicholas. Iturbide, what a stop. Came up on him quick. Backhand, powered to Arantz. This one floated up right on the wall. No fear. Arantz was back in the corner. He pulled it in. Nicholas up a little further at the 10. It's on the wall. Alex flying catch. Hard backhand. Arantz runs out of the way. Alex, big bounce. Robote, what a catch again, right on the wall by Nicholas. Arantz from the 12. Back inside, Iturbide takes it in. Backhand, up by Arantz. Wall to wall from the left side. Robote forehand, it's dropping. Arantz cuts it off. Backhand, low runner, scoop by Nicholas. Oh, outside. Not outside enough. Iturbide back to the inside. Arat's in position to scoop it up. It's a tough one right between them again. Now, Robote forehand picked up on the bounce. Nicholas. Lower and harder. It scores. Point 8. 18 with 3 points. Post 2 returns. Go Sherry and Ben. Good catch there by Nicholas. Backhand. Oh, that's right in the corner. Tough save. That's in the overhead screen. Point 8. Straight points to a possible game point for Iturbide and Nicholas. Trying to stop them. Post 3, Urrutia and Lalu. Lalu with a big backhand there. Comes shooting off the back wall. Iturbide to the inside. Here's Lalu. Robote left side. Up the middle. Nicholas stays with it. Makes the stop. Sends it back to Lalu. Caught off the side wall. Lalu goes deep. Not past Nicholas. Leaping grab. Backed up to the glass. Tough Robote. It's on the wall. It's in the overhead screen. Point and game, a perfect game. Purple post 8. Iturbide and Nicholas, 4 places. 2 will serve to 3. This is for 3rd place. Show point. Second and 3rd place. So 2 and 3 play off for 3rd place. 2 will serve to 3. Good stop there by Ben, running around it, sends it high off the front wall, back to Lalu. Low bullet inside Ben, all alone, it's tipped. 3 shows, 8, 4, 3. Unofficial order of finish for Game 5. Get the prices in just a moment. Eight, 4, 3 is now official for our 5th game, post 8. Iturbide and Nicholas with the perfect game, taking 2nd, post 4. Iraki Manu coming in 3rd, post 3. Urrutia and Lalu. Quinella, 4-8, returns 33.40. Trifecta, 8-4-3, 205.40. $2 on the 8 to win, returns 11.20. Coming up next, game number 6, spectacular. 7 scoring. Back to singles. Game 6 does begin the late pick 3. Post time for game 6. About 5 minutes away. Good luck. Let's get back to some of the chat here. What did I see a little bit earlier? Yeah, there was talk about what will happen when they move to a new facility. Hopefully Andrew and Stu will move with them to keep things going if they move out of state. Yeah, I think I guess the biggest misconception with move is that I think it insinuates that you're going elsewhere, like out of the state. I don't, I would guess that that's rather unlikely in the near future. So I know there was some talk about that, but just because we're moving, it doesn't mean we're moving out of South Florida. It doesn't mean we're moving out of the state. It just means we may not be playing in this specific facility at 450 Northwest 37th Avenue here on Douglas. So I will be here. I know Stu is committed. But we got time, folks. That's in 2026. So we still have the end of this season. We have the whole summer. We're playing the tournaments, U.S. National Highline Championship, and the World Super Court at the beginning of September. And then we have the entire next Battle Court season. So we're talking about, something that's 9-10 months away. So, but I would say moving elsewhere out of the state, I think somebody alluded to it, but that is a lot of moving pieces. And I'm sure that this will be a shock, but there's not highlight players growing on trees in every part of the United States. So, this is a group that we're committed to. These are the guys that we have. They're tremendous players, and, they have lives too. So that's something you got to think about, and their lives are very much here or spend some time elsewhere overseas in the summer. But the one thing that we know for sure is there will be highlight under the Battle Court World Highlight League umbrella. In 2026 and 2025 for that matter. Again, next season from September to December, that Battle Court season will be played right here. So we're talking about months, nearly a year in the future. No, yeah, Jason, I really don't know any specifics. I guess that's the best way to answer the question. I don't know anything, but you got to think about, again, all the pieces, the people, the staff, the players, the court, everything. Like, how easy is this to move somewhere else, like hundreds and thousands of miles away? It's really not easy. So, yeah, it might not be South Florida, but, Florida nonetheless is, it's a good highlight state. But, truthfully, right now, your guess is as good as mine. But we will be playing highlight. Stu and I will be here. And nothing is changing for the near future, folks. Let's begin. Let's play game number 6. Spectacular 7 singles match going up to 7 points. Points doubling after all matchups in the first round of play. Serving the red at post 1, we have Douglas. Receiving the blue post 2, Alex. No, I'm with you, Jason. I appreciate it, but I am just the second announcer at times, and this is one of those times where I don't know a lot of the information, but I'll be here. We'll be playing highlight, and that's what I'm focused on right now. It's the controllables, and that's what we know. So let's play game 6. There's a serve. We begin. Inside placement. Alex running with it. Saves the rebote. Back inside. Douglas now. Long run. That's a save. Douglas, 2-all. Snapped in to score. That's well thrown by Douglas, point 1. One first up on the board in our 6th game. That'll bring to the court the white at post 3, Nicholas. Robote 2-all by Douglas. That'll score. 2 points for the 1. Post 4, Rutia into receive. Robote left side, played just above the pad, Rutia. Inside placement, that's a long run. Douglas, what a save on the left side. It's dropping. Oh my, what a great scoop. Drop shot. Oh, Douglas got there. Forehand. That is it. Wow, he is quick. That wasn't the overhead screen, but the speed was impressive. Point 1. Here's post 5, Arats. Rotate 2-all. That caught the top of the pad. Any part of the pad is bad, point 5. It's post 6 and receive, Iturbide. Robote forehand, that's a tough save. Came up on him quick. The scoop, even more difficult, and Iturbide made it. Robote forehand, wall to wall. Save by Iturbide. Catch by Arats. Wall too low. Caught the pad. Point 6. 6 with a point. Here's post 7, Manu. Manu floats it up high and deep. Iturbide backpedaling, shoots it outside. Oh, it's right to Manu. The carom, soft touch is in, and it scores safely. Point 7. In to receive, rounding out the first round of play. Purple at post 8. We have Go Sherry. Sherry under the serve with the backhand. Dumping it in the corner. Manu, quick turn, saves it high to the inside. Big bounce, great control. Inside placement, picked up by Manu. Great read, hard backhand follows. Rotate to the inside. One-handed effort is tipped, point 8. That will do it for the first round of play. All matchups are now worth 2 points to the end of the game. First to return. Post 2, Alex. Inside placement by Go Sherry, scores. Powerful throw. Point 8. 8 now with 3 points. Post 3 returns. Nicholas. catch on the inside, Gaucheri. The pass, Nicholas climbs the wall, comes down with the ball. Low bullet, tipped by Gaucheri, point 3. Nicholas on the board with 2 points. Post 4 returning, Urrutia. Robote coming way out there. Nicholas tracks it at the 6 line. Urrutia, though, Costado, 2-wall, 2 score. Point 4. Post 1 returns. Douglas has 3 points. Douglas runs under the serve. High, hard backhand. Urrutia turned his back to it. Got out there. Oh, it sent it outside the field. Robote scores. Point 4. Post 5 returns. Arats. That's a forehand Robote into the corner. Arats lays it up inside, cut off by Urrutia. 2-wall, that's 2 wide, point 5. 5 with 3 points. Post 6, here's Iturbide. Crosses the wall. Iturbide sends it back. Arats committed, and he made the catch overhead. Back inside. Here's Iturbide. Wall to wall. Robote forehand. Play to the inside. Cut off by Iturbide. Forehand Robote stopped again. Iturbide to the inside. Cut off by Arats. Big Robote there. Arats just does get out there. Going to leave a tough scoop. Iturbide made it. The 2-wall. Wow, that opened wide. Everybody okay? Point 6. Post 7. Here's Manu. Tough Robote on the wall. Iturbide turns it. Manu, nice reach. Soft touch on the backhand. Floats it high and deep. Robote saved by Iturbide. Back to Manu. Another one. Oh, that's a little too high. That cut the overhead screen. Brings Iturbide to 5 points. Possible game point. It'd stop in post 2. Alex. The ace ends it. Point in game. Post 6. Iturbide. 4 places. 8, 1, and 5 remain in the playoff for 3rd place. 8 first serves to 1. Douglas 2-wall scores. Point 1. Possible show point now for Douglas. Arats in to receive post 5. shows 6-4-1. Unofficial order finish for our sixth game. Get the prices in just a moment. Winning game 6, post 6. Iturbide taking second, post 4. Urrutia coming in third, post 1. Douglas, 6-4-1, now official for game 6. The Quinella 4-6, 64-40. Trifecta 6-4-1, 424-60. $2 on the 6 to win. Return 17-20. Up next, we've got game number 7. Spectacular. 7 scoring to 7 points. Points double after all matchups in the first round of play. No scratches in our 7th game. Game 7 will conclude the high 5. We'll take a look in a moment if anybody's still alive for that jackpot, $2,000. Post time, about 7 minutes. Good luck. Let's see here how the high 5's going to do today. There's that high 5. Let's take a look here. 3 of 5 numbers, 2 of 5, so not going to be hit today. We'll be back. Good. Post time.
What a catch by Correa, pulling it off the side wall. Karam scores. Inside. Backhand by Tennessee. Powerfully thrown. Caught by Ben. Wonky bounce. Picked up in the front court by Bueno. Outside placement. Scooped up by Ikeda. Last second scoop worked for Bragley. Here's Gauchetti. Outside placement stopped by Iñaki. Karam by Iñaki scores. Rebote left side. One-handed rebote save by Carballo. Douglas 2-all. Is in. Beautiful catch by Douglas. There's the backhand from the 9. Rebote coming out. Rebote left side. Beautiful catch by Nicholas. Ball gets in there to make the grab in the backcourt. Manu from the 11 line. Robote saved by Douglas. Here's the catch by El Barba. El Barba's 2-all. It's in. Right side, stopped by Bragley. Julian low and hard again. Catch by Bragley. What a snag by Julian. Placement by Manny. Stop by Ben. Beautifully caught. Big forehand. Robote coming out. Manny makes the save. It attacks. Powerful forehand, low and hard. Manny for the Robote. Diving save is in play. Rotate by Douglas right up the middle. Scoop by Carballo. And a beautiful Costado 2-all to score.
Bradley able to pass. CRB left side of Bote. Opens up to the outside. Inaki. Low and hard, Benny. Ooh, that died. One-handed effort. He saves it. It's a 2-wall. Oh, and it's in the net to score. And folks, that top 10 will take us down here about half a minute till the start of game number 7. So Iturbide and Nicholas with the win there in game number 5. Their 7th doubles win this tournament. And now they trail Gosheri and Ben by 1 for 2nd place. So a win here by Iturbide and Nicholas, and it'll be deadlocked at 8 wins for 2nd. Just a couple seconds away from the start of game number 7. Final Pelota this week, and the final Wednesday Pelota. I don't know when that will end, but we're not going to be playing on Wednesdays from now until we return from summer break at least. Monday and Tuesday Pelota next week, then the following week, and that's it for our Pelota season. Game 7, beginning now. We're ready to begin Game 7. Serving the red of post 1, we have Iturbide and Nicholas. Receiving the blue of post 2, Goanaga and Manny. Iturbide serves. We begin with an overserve, point 2. 2 first up on the board in our 7th game. That'll bring the court. White shirts post 3. 1-0, Benny. Catch inside by Manny. Trying to pass. Oh, it died in the corner. That's going to score for the 2 team. Point 2. Here's post 4, Douglas and Julian. Oh, Douglas picks it. Drop shot. Goenaga takes off, shoots it outside to score. Point two. 3 in a row for the two team. Post 5, Inaki and Manu. Manu's backhand to the inside, catch by Manny. Dropping low, here's Manu. 10 line to the inside, Manny's there to pull it in. Manny's gonna duck. Goenaga saves it up the middle. He didn't want it, Manu. Here's the backcourt. Catch on the inside, backhand. Get to Manu again. Bote forehand, crossing, caught by Manu. Great read. Manu from the 12 line, hard to the inside. There's the Rebote. Forehand played, right back to Manu. Manny now from the 13 line, catch on the inside. Finally passing him, Inaki in position, saves the Rebote. Goenaga with the scoop. Hard backhand foul is just out of reach of Manu. Tough one, Inaki just kind of lays it up. It's a big bounce. Goenaga controls it up at the 7th. Pass it inside, scoop, missed. Point two. Two with 4 points. Here's post 6, Alex Sanarats. Runner, that's a tough one. Manny ducks. Goenaga diving save. It's back inside. Arats with a play, makes a stop. Ball missed along the wall. Point 6. In to receive post 7, Urrutia and Lalu. Hits high off the back wall. Rebote saved to the inside. Catch by Lalu. Sends it deep. Rotz is there. Catch by Urrutia from the 7 line. Back to the inside. Rotz. Great catch. Hard throw follows. Oh, ball missed. Rotz trying to run around that one. Couldn't control it. Point 7. Now to receive. Rounding out the first round of play, purple post 8. We have Gaucheri and Ben. Wall to wall. Left side Rebote to the inside. Cut off by Gaucheri. Fake the outside. Put it back in. Look at Lalu. Tremendous foot speed. This is a bullet. And it scores. What a throw there from the backcourt. 17 with 2. First round now complete. All matchups are worth 2 points to the end of the game. Post 1 returns. Iturbide Nicholas. Forehand. Hard to the inside. Tipped by Lalu. Point 1. 1 with 2. Here's post 3. Bono and Benny. Oh, low runner inside. There's a scoop by Nicholas. Backhand. and clears. Pari-mutuel up the middle. 1-0, trying to get there. Hooked it. That comes up short. Point one. One with 4 points. Post 4. Here's Douglas and Julian. Julian with the catch. Fires it inside, dropping low. There's Iturbide. Catch by Douglas. Ball to wall. Robote coming out. Robote forehand turned inside. Julian ducks. Douglas not there. Point one. Straight point second time around into a possible game point for Iturbide Nicholas. In to stop him. Post 5, Inaki Manu. Stop there on the inside by Nicholas. Floats up the backhand. Caught along the sidewall there by Manu. Pari-mutuel inside. Look at Inaki stepping in. Cuts it off. Sends it back. Nicholas waits on it. Nicholas now at the 11 line. Hard to the inside. Robote. Saved by Inaki. Turn back. Here's Nicholas. Nicholas goes up for it, makes the catch, fires it inside, scooped by Manu. Catch on the inside, Nicholas from the 13, drops it low, Inaki steps in to cut it off, backhand. Great stop by Nicholas. Here's Manu, sends it deep. Robote coming way out. Iturbide fires it inside. Manu waits for it as it crosses the wall. Backhand comes in low. Iturbide lets it pass. Nicholas comes away with it in the backcourt. Back inside, Manu. Powerful throw again. Caught along the wall. Great stop by Inaki. Floats up the backhand. Nicholas is there. From the 11, even lower this time, Inaki, great reaction. Good catch back in the corner by Nicholas, backhand inside, Inaki runs around it, gets it back. Oh, what a stop by Nicholas. Robote inside, nice pickup by Nicholas at the 10 line. A throw along the wall, Manu's there. Robote dropped inside. Nicholas calls him off. Charging in, fires the backhand. Manu standing in, makes the stop. Backhand again. Here's the Robote. Forehand. Right to Manu. Iturbide switches to the right side, drops it inside. Inaki again, digs it out. What a catch on the inside by Nicholas. Backhand. On the pass. Robote turned by Inaki. Iturbide takes it right off the wall. Robote inside. Big bounce controlled by Nicholas. Slows it down. Floats one up. Manu settles under it. Manu again, this time a little deeper in the backcourt. Puts it right on the wall. Nicholas steps out of the way. Iturbide saves Robote. Inaki again. On the gas. Stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas from the 12. Low by Manu. Forehand. High to the inside. Crosses the wall. Nicholas stands again. Manu from the 10. Powerful backhand. Robote coming way out. Iturbide slaps it inside. It's dropping. Inaki saves it. Ooh, a little contact. Nicholas navigates, makes the play. Manu with a leaping grab. Inaki on the rebote, cut off. Iturbide on the inside, sends it back. Manu, great catch. Rebote inside again. Manu makes the stop. Here's Nicholas now. Inaki on a knee, sliding in there. Iturbide takes it in low. Powerful backhand again. Not past Manu. The rebote, kind of a wonky one, turned inside, right to the left side of Inaki. Backhand. Pass Nicholas. Here's the rebote, kicks off the sidewall. He stays with it. Inaki moving up now. Passing again. Another rebote coming. Another one up the middle. Right to the forehand of Inaki. Quick turn inside. Iturbide picks it up. Backhand. Oh, bullet. Stopped in the air by Manu. Backhand again. Nice stop up overhead. Nicholas out of the inside. Catch by Manu with the 10. Oh, Nicholas, what a stop. Reaching low. Manu, middle of the court, comes over the top to the inside. Nicholas on the bounce. So that kind of died off the front wall. Manu got to it. Back to him on the inside. Nicholas. Manu. Nicholas runs around it. Sends it inside. Iturbide goes up. Sorry, Inaki rather. Sends it to pass. Here's Iturbide. Rolote turned inside. Back to the left side of Inaki. Well, that one just out of reach. Team's going to get to it. Back up the middle for Manu. Oh, the forehand is in the overhead screen. Point and game. Post 1. No playoff here. 2 places, 7 shows, 1, 2, 7. Now official 4. Unofficial, rather, 4 game 7. Get the prices in just a moment. One, 2, 7 is now official 4. Game number 7. Post 1, Iturbide and Nicholas with the win. Now tied for second place in the late doubles tournament. Taking second, post 2, Goenaga and Mane coming in third. Post 7, Arutia Laulu, the high 5, 4-2-8-6-1, 3-5, returns 20-40. Steve M said the high 5 will be forced out again April 29th. That is not this upcoming Tuesday, but the following Tuesday. The final Pelota day of Magic City until at least after the summer. Then the Quinella 1-2, 11-20, trifecta 1-2-7, 260-60. $2 on the 1 to win, returns 10-20. Up next, 8th and final game in today's performance. Spectacular. 7 scoring, singles match. Points doubling after all matchups in the first round of play. Post time for game 8 coming up. Just about 5 minutes. Good luck.
Miami of Hustle City, man. Everybody got more than one gig. One stop, boy, $20.
I'm not your neighborhood Uber driver. I do luxury. And then I have another job. I play highlight.
I have this crazy idea. Do you think we could send something out to all the ex-athletes for the last 20 years and say, we're looking to hire and train highlight players?
When I first got the email, I thought it was pranking me.
I need some clarity on this.
I went on YouTube and I Googled highlight.
I was like, they paying us, man, and we can win big money.
Let me see what this is all about.
That's what you gotta do. Get some money.
The players taking the court are all athletes you may recognize.
Baseball, football, track and field.
Having to work, play Division I sport, and then I had a child on the way, so I dropped out.
The crack era was tough. Sports in general was a way out of our environment.
It's really game time now, man. Blood, sweat, and tears.
We got the streets on fire.
This is gonna be the first time that my kids will be able to sit in the audience and root for their father.
Who wants it more?
This is a sacrifice I think is going to pay off in the end.
This is a dream for me.
I gotta win.
Can't get drama better than this.
Highlight became the new hustle.
Let's get ready to play.
And folks, that is a trailer for the award-winning documentary about the inaugural season of play right here in Magic City. That is called Magic City Hustle, directed by Billy Corbin, the creator of Cocaine Cowboys, Screwball to You, and much more. This film highlights the transition of these Magic City athletes from their respective careers in other sports right here at the Highlight Fronton. You can now watch Magic City Hustle directly from Google Play or iTunes, either rent or buy from either platform. Buy it for just a few dollars more. You can enjoy it as many times as you like for life. That will take us here about 3 minutes rather till the start of Game 8. Late pick 3 will conclude in this 8th game. And Battle Court will return on Friday night. I believe that game day is between the Fireballs and the Chargers. We will begin with, it's 4 singles and 2 doubles, so singles heavy day. We have Iturbide against Urrutia to start things off, then Zuleika against Arats. Then we'll go to doubles. Arta and Albarba take on Jen and Ron. Then back to singles, Ubia against Lalu, then Gallo against Cabrera, and then Division 1 doubles to close it out, Zuleika and Ubia against Urrutia and Arats. So those will be the 6 matches in order tonight. Over on Friday when the Fireballs take on the Chargers. Friday night, 7 p.m. start time. That is the one day we are open to the public. And with that win by Iturbide and Nicholas in Game 7, we now have a tie for 2nd place in the late double standings. Iturbide, Nicholas, Gosheri, and Ben deadlocked at 8 wins. Be fun to see that battle down the stretch. Inaki and Manu still 4 wins clear of those teams in 2nd place, so with a few wins next week, Inaki and Manu could all but lock that up. Post time for Game 8 coming up in just about a minute. With that, let's play game number 8. Spectacular 7 singles match going up to 7 points. Points doubling after all matchups in the first round of play. Serving. Right at post 1, we have Arats receiving the move post 2. It's Manu. We begin with an overserve, point 2. 2 first up on the board here in our 8th and final game. That'll bring the court white to post 3. Inaki. Two all by Manu, opens and scores, point 2. 2 with 2 points, post 4, Nicholas. Nicholas, nice stop in the corner. Manu, Robote to the outside. That landed out. Ball was ruled out. Point 2. Point 4, rather. Sorry. Point 4. Ball was ruled out. Point 4. Post 5 in to receive. Here's Douglas. Douglas keeps his serve on the left. Low bullet. Tipped. Point 5. 5 gets a point. Post 6. Go Sherry. Rotate for Douglas, hooks it above the pad. Go Sherry, steps in. Inside placement, scoop by Douglas. Catch by Go Sherry from the 9 line, hard to the inside. Robote, 2-wall. Oh my, it opens. What a save, but it's too high. Point 5. Well played point. Here's post 7, Urrutia. Douglas stays with the Robote, high to the inside, big bounce. Urrutia looking for it, returns it. Long run for Douglas. Great body control, somehow got that one up, but Urrutia with a 2-wall. Oh no, inside, Douglas read it. Oh, return, oh my, Urrutia caught that in the air, what speed. Douglas looking for the Robote here, high to the inside again. Urrutia runs under it, backhand. And off by Douglas, 2-wall. That's good. Point 5. Post 8 in to receive, rounding out the first round of play. Purple post 8, we have Alex. Alex forehand to the inside. Oh, it's a tough one. Douglas, though, does make the save. Scooped by Alex. Oh, gets the forehanded pass. Long run. Douglas, he's got a shot at it. He saves it. Alex, another forehand. Harder this time. Oh, right to Douglas. 2-wall. To score. Four points for the 5 post. All points now double through the end of the game. First to return, post 1, Arantz. Hard backhand to the inside. Douglas saves the Robote, picked up on the bounce. Arantz. Oh, Douglas has got a chance. He makes the catch. Splitter lands in to score. Point 5. Straight points for the 5 post into a possible game point, and to stop him, post 3, Inaki. He passes to the inside. There's Robote by Douglas. Into the corner. Inaki. It up overhead. Douglas with the reach. Backhand from the 8 line. Opens up. Naki backpedaling. He fires it inside. Scoop by Douglas. Backhand. On the wall. Naki 2-wall. To score. That'll extend the game here. Point 3. Post 2, Manu. Manu floats it up. Inaki on the rebote. Back inside Manu. Costado. Oh, that clipped. Right to Inaki in the middle of the court. Low and hard to the inside. One-handed catch by Manu right on the wall. Rebote. Hard to the inside again. Manu. Great reach. Hard backhand. Floated up. Out of reach. Another rebote. Inaki. There's an inside scoop again by Manu. 3 in a row. The inside, great body control. He makes the catch, sends the backhand inside. Rebote. Turn by Inaki, one-handed grab by Manu. Backhand to the outside, it's in. Scooped up, Inaki. Forehand, crossing the wall, it scores. Point 3. Three with 4 points, post 4 returns. Nicholas with a point. Inaki takes it in the air, backhand inside. Rebote comes shooting out. Inaki, nice turn on the rebote. Cut off by Inaki on the inside of the backhand. Goes deep. Saved by Nicholas. Not clearing the overhead screen, though. That is out of play. Point 3. Inaki now with 6 points. He's got a possible game point. And to stop him, post 6, go Sherry. Good stop on the inside by Inaki. Catch by Gosherry in the middle of the court. It's going to be a tough one. Gosherry let it pass. Rebote saved on the back end. Oh, Inaki lost his footing, stays with it. Karam in. Holy. That will score for the game. Post 3. Inaki wins it. No playoff, 5 places, 2 shows, 3-5-2 unofficial order finish for 8th and final game. Prices in just a moment. (3-5-2) is now official for that 8th and final game. Post 3, Inaki with the win. Post 5. Douglas taking second, post 2. Manu coming in third. Canelo 3-5, $55. Trifecta 3-5-2, $410 even. $2 on the 3 to win, returning 18-4. Looks like a consolation in the place pool there, actually, too. The place returns $27.80. See that late pick 3. There it is. 6-1-3, 3-3 returns $383.60. We'll be back on Friday with some more Battle Court. Thank you guys for joining us today. We'll be back with that on behalf of the players, staff, and management of Magic City. Thank you for joining us today. Invite you to join us again on Friday for Battle Court, and then it will be Monday when we return for Pelota. See you Friday, guys. Have a good week.